episodes. We are able to keep Venture Forth ad-free thanks to our amazing patrons. To help keep this podcast free of ads, check out our Patreon, link in our description.
Hello there. I'm Kellic.
Oma.
Zika.
Thessaly.
Blinn.
Raya.
And I'm your DM, Ethan. Welcome to Venture Forth. Previously, you all had been in an intense questioning process in Hayfried's void when Timmy burst into the void and let you know that something was going on outside, an attack of several fire giants. You all rushed outside to save the town as best you could, and after one of them fell, another one fell. Two more fire giants joined the fray, and when all seemed to be lost, a massive crack of thunder and lightning and a storm giant from the clouds entered the fray. Defeating these two other fire giants, Kellic and Seeker had approached the storm giant and, garnering a moment of favor with it, were bestowed a brief token. What was a ring for the storm giant was presented to you as, for people your size, most likely a belt. And after the chaos diminished, Timmy once more appeared into the rain with a massive cauldron instructed by Hayfried to collect some of the magma blood from the fire giants. As you all settle, look around, see Timmy filling up this cauldron as far as it will go and taking it back over to Hayfried's house. What are you all doing?
I would like to just kind of get the attention of everybody around. Just say, okay, everybody, I have an idea. It's very fresh, given some of what we just learned, but it might help this town. And could we try to collect as many of the people that are here as possible into the street?
Is it still raining?
It is still pouring, yes.
I have, at this point, pulled my cloak over my head in distress. Did you think we could made it sight somewhere, Saker, instead of out here?
Yes.
And we were kind of starting to make our way back to the to Hayfried's void to kind of move along. But after hearing this, I kind of will stop. Where are we gonna go?
Is there I know some of the buildings were crumbled. Is there anything that looks...
What about the temple? It's probably got space.
Sounds good.
Okay, we'll meet you there. Come on, Flynn, let's go.
All right, and I'll help her along, kind of let her lean on me and we'll help each other get to the.
All right, and you all make it to the temple.
And along the way, we are just approaching anybody who seems able enough to stand and move. I hope you're doing all right. We were hoping we could get a little meeting put together here. We want to figure out a way for this town to be prepared for such things. Is that right, Seeker? Is that what you had in mind?
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so a walk kind of uncertain to the front of the temple, or is there an altar, or
Yeah, there's an altar at the front of the temple.
So I'll walk to the altar and set my backpack down and reach into it and pull out a wooden cylinder that's got some script around it, and I will start to say, the world is mad right now. I've never seen entities like what I've never seen anything like this. And there's chaos all about? And while I know the old gods are gone, and I don't have much faith or belief in any of the gods, what I think I know is that belief in something is important right now. And as I'm saying it, I start to twist the wooden cylinder. As I'm opening it, I will look uncertainly into... Well, no, I don't know that it would be uncertain. I think I'm pretty certain on what I'm doing. And continuing, old gods, new gods, I don't care what you believe. Just care that you believe something. And I will open the cylinder, and there's a purple orb floating between the two pieces. What I believe is that to stop this madness, we need to believe in something. I would ask that any of you that can or that will make an offering of any kind of magic or incantation to do so here. And I will step back and I will set the cylinder down, the larger piece on the altar, and the glowing orb, the purple orb will be floating above it, and I will step back for a moment.
At this point, throughout your speech to the crowd, probably about 100 people are now in this temple. And as you twist the item and it opens up, I'm going to have you make an insight check for me.
I just want to say that up to us getting to the temple, I was like kind of in the spirit of the moment of like, okay, yeah, let's follow Seeker into this, whatever's going on. And then at the moment he pulled out this object, I have bristled and am like retreating to whatever
right.
shadow is nearest.
That's nice. 18.
An 18. You see about half of the crowd begin to disperse and leave. You can't quite hear what's said, but you can hear some murmurings. You can see another probably 20 people in the crowd stay, but are also beginning to whisper to one another. The remaining of the group seem to be invested in what you're saying.
I'm leaning on Flynn, and I just like lean my head down a little bit, and I say, Flynn?
Yeah, what is that?
You don't know what that is?
I don't know what that
I
is.
don't know what that is either.
Should we do something?
It's kind of creepy.
Let's just see how it plays out.
Yes?
I mean, we trust him, right?
Yeah, but like...
I'm also like really tired.
Yeah, but it's weird to ask people for things, right? Like, we don't ever do that. Well, except for money.
Yeah, pastries.
DM, do I know what this object is? Have I come into proximity?
Make a religion check for me.
From my time in the old world.
The DC is going to be very low.
Okay, that is 11.
11. Yes, you do know what this is. This item you have seen in most temples to Laurus. And it is, from what you understand, a tribute totem, where upon activation, as Laurus is the god of fire and magic, it is traditional in temple services to open up this totem, revealing the swirling magic within, and to have tributes to come up and cast spells into the totem, sacrificing a spell in honor of Laurus.
How close are we to Kellic? Flynn and I.
I think I'm on the opposite side of the, I'm as far back on the opposite side as I could be, but I'm probably looking across with a grimace of fear.
Can we see him?
Yeah, you guys are you guys would easily be able to see him. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to catch his eye. Can I catch his eye?
Yeah, Kellic, you look over.
I'm looking over at them.
I look down at Flynn and I look back at Kellic and I shake my head. And I shrug my shoulders to kind of ask, try to get him to tell me what's going on.
I look up at the tribute totem, and I look back to Alma and Flynn, and I wince.
Do I see him wincing?
Yeah.
I'll hold my hand out and I'll do a thumbs up, and then I'll do a thumbs down, and then I'll do a thumbs up, and I'll kind of give him a confused look, hoping for a response.
I pull from my pocket my scorched emblem of Famir, and I just barely poke it up from my clenched fist. I don't in such a way as to try not to show it to anybody around us, and I just kind of widen my eyes and look at it suggestively.
I don't know, Flynn. I think that's either this, and I tilt my head to the orb, is Heart of Famir, or maybe the old gods, or maybe it's a burnt something. I mean, there's a lot of things that symbol could mean. It's on fire, so but my guess is it is bad.
Heart racing, I'll step back up and say, I am no priest. I am no cleric. I am a collector of items. And I've seen this one used in temples as an offering. And my simple idea is to ask of us to give something to this in order to fight this chaos that is around us. And I will step back and begin to cast a spell myself. And as I release this purple energy from my hands, it is absorbed by the purple.
And everyone else sees, as soon as he casts the spell, all of the energy emanating from his hands, like a magnet, is drawn directly into the orb and is completely absorbed. And Seeker, as you're looking around, you look around the temple, and you look through the doors of the temple out into Marstock and see how simple of a town this is. And you see people looking around at each other. And you see two dwarves approach as they cast a very basic and rudimentary spell and cast it into the totem as it is absorbed. You see a much younger dwarven boy also walk up to the totem. And as he extends his hand out, an older dwarven woman grabs his shoulder and pulls him away and starts walking out of the temple with him, leaving in their wake a much smaller crowd, all looking around at each other. It doesn't seem like there are very many spellcasters here.
Do I get the impression that, looking at Seeker after he just gave this speech, do I get the impression that he actually doesn't know what it is? Or do I get the impression that he does know what it is and he knows what he's asking for?
Seeker, I'm going to have you make, because you said that you, technically, I'm going to have you make a deception check.
Will be a 14.
Dirty 20.
He definitely knows what this is.
I squint my eyes a little bit. And I lean down into Flynn. I don't think he's telling the truth.
Well, it looks like some people are going up.
No, Flynn. He's lying.
Well, let's find out what Kellick's trying to figure out. And I'll stand and I'll like go to help her up as well and like kind of lean the way towards Kellick. I don't know if Oma follow.
Yeah, I'll go with him.
And I'll just kind of head over to Kellick. Kellick, what is this? You were showing us something. I did thumbs up or down and you showed me an item.
Just stand back a bit.
Okay.
This is very dangerous stuff, then. Talking about keeping a low profile in Caldor. Here we are with an icon of Laurist on the top of this temple that's designated to the new gods. However, and I sort of like look at the dust on the floor that's no longer being swept by a certain dwarven wizard. However rudimentary, this is a dangerous choice Seeker's made here.
I look at the dwarf that came up and did cast and nod and say, thank you. It's not easy to trust. It's not easy.
And in the middle of your sentence, you don't even get to finish. They almost bow their head in shame and walk away. As the rest of the crowd vacates the temple.
And I will walk up and put the top back on the cylinder. Grab it.
So that whole time, I was right behind you, but arms crossed, silent, despondent, looking straight at the ground, not making eye contact with you or anyone.
Has the temple, is it empty except for us at this point?
Yes, at this point, everyone has left the temple.
Did anybody give us any dirty looks on their way out?
Oh, yeah, a bunch of them.
But but the three of us who were in the back, or just
Oh, the three of you that were in the back?
Mhm.
Could we have averted such looks?
How would you do that?
Pulling my hood up during the course of Seeker's sort of ceremony.
I'm going to have all three of you make a stealth check for me. You guys all rolled low.
Yeah,
the 9 for Oma.
it's a 4 for Kellick.
11 for, or sorry,
Wow.
10 for
Shame.
Flynn.
Yeah. Every probably fifth or sixth person that walked out directly made eye contact with one of you.
I'll call across this stone temple to Seeker. Thought you said you were good at moving about places without making noise.
Indeed, I am.
You're trying to get us thrown in their whatever they call a prison in this place?
I'm not worried about that.
This is the only base we have, Seeker. Don't be a fool. This is not your little trinket. It has no power here.
How do you know?
What's it going to do for these people?
How do you know?
I know.
How?
Because I've seen. And so have they. And you saw. You saw at Elduria's shrine. What comes of this? We have a greater cause than this, and a more immediate one. And we have
What is more immediate than what is right in front of us?
We dealt with the giants, if that's what you're speaking of.
We just heard, not too long ago, that belief is key to stopping this chaos.
And you think you've inspired some belief, do you?
At least one.
It didn't seem like they were super happy to be doing what they were doing, so I'm not really sure that's inspiring belief.
Belief in either side, Seeker. Either side. This war, however it affects the Red Wolf, is irrelevant. Stoking these people's rage, their despondence, their sense of abandonment is not worth it.
And I'll just turn to head back towards where the void is.
Seeker! I'll yell after him before he starts to go.
I'll stop.
Where does that magic go?
Oh, I will show you.
No, I don't want you to show me. I just want you to tell me. Where does the magic go?
It is right here.
And where does it go from there?
It depends what I do with it.
It doesn't go anywhere else?
No.
So you're just collecting magic?
Yes.
To do what?
Kind of what I do.
What are you gonna do with it?
Potentially use it if it could help us.
So you're just using an icon from some religion to collect magic for yourself?
Well, I was attempting to use it to find some kind of bridge, but maybe that didn't work. But
We're not
it can be
here.
used to collect magic, yes.
I just don't understand that you would go somewhere specifically to a group of people and like shove in their face something that is directly causing war. People have died here because of the war, and you just like shoved it in their face and were like, ha.
What about any of this makes sense? Why did fire giants fall from the sky?
I don't know either, but I didn't shove it in their face that they're fighting a war and their friends are dying.
Neither did I. I fought the giants.
And then you brought an icon of an old god into their temple to the new ones.
Yes.
Whatever meager benefit we gain from the magic you've collected here, Seeker, I'd ask that you demonstrate a little forethought next time you choose to bring it out.
And I'll keep walking back to the wood.
Cecily,
Yes.
do you think maybe you could talk to him just about like keeping his old god stuff away from the new god people? Because that's just going to cause more trauma. And like, I'm going to start to think he's part of the cult of the Red Wolf if he's trying to cause chaos.
I don't think that he's part of the cult of the Red Wolf.
I mean,
don't think
he's causing chaos.
He's not causing...
Order.
I think we're all tired, and we all fought some really big enemies today, and we're all processing that a little differently. So why don't we go back into the goop and just take a minute? And
So you're not going to talk to him?
I am going to talk to Seeker, yes.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
All right, is everyone else headed back into the void as well?
I'm gonna go up to where Seeker had placed this. You placed it down on
Yeah,
this
on the
sort
altar.
of front altar.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna pull a cloth from my bag and just wipe the space clean. Put
While he does that, could I walk up to him while he's cleaning it?
Sure.
I get that it's maybe not the best thing to do, but I mean, that's what he believes in. I don't know how to look at this, but it just feels wrong trying to convince him to change his mind on something.
I don't care what he believes, Flynn. You're just...
Wasn't that the point? We're gonna have everyone believe the new gods and stop believing in the old. So, for the goal to be successful, we have to make him change his mind. But I don't feel like you need to.
I don't know. I had a lot of things in my head up to this moment, up to speaking to Amara, and it's all changed. And I got a lot of mixed up feelings about that.
I think we all do.
But it's irrelevant, then. We have a very material, physical thing we can do now that has nothing to do with belief or rituals or converting people. We have keys to gates. That should be our focus. I am bewildered at how these giants came to be here and why. I don't understand. But we have to keep focused. We can't let these things distract us from our aims if we're to get anywhere in this mess.
Yeah. If he wants to do a little ritual, I don't see the harm. As long as he does it, I don't know, smarter next time?
The harm is it puts us at risk.
Yeah, maybe doing it in the wrong temple is probably not the smartest idea, but I mean, maybe next time we'll just have him do it somewhere discreetly, or I just don't want to stop him from having to pray or whatever.
Part of the way that these people, and I kind of look forlornly out the door at the whatever horizon of people I can see in the distance still leaving, that these people are so angry, Flynn, and are willing to kill and die for this cause is because these rituals were forced upon them. And Seeker can spend his time however he wishes. But we must be careful with our intrusions.
I agree. I just think that we shouldn't start by saying you can't do your rituals. I think you should maybe stop people from thinking they need to kill others because they're doing different rituals. That's probably what we need to start with first. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it too.
I see them over in the corner talking or by the altar, and I've kind of like walked my way over there after talking to the Thessaly. What are we talking about?
I'm not even sure.
Alec?
Up until today, I thought that Famir had abandoned me to the darkness out of spite, or because I was weak, or petty, or angry, or evil. And now I learned that she's just incompetent. And a woman like Artemisia can shred her, peel the skin from her, to use how she pleases. So where am I to stand? Up here? And I look out amongst the pews of this temple. Or in a pit with the burned bodies of corpses. It's a lost cause to even wonder.
For what it's worth, I don't think Seeker was like trying to do a big ritual or anything. I don't even think he really
being
cares.
Stupid.
I don't think he really cares about the old gods or the new gods. I think he just wants power. I mean, Flynn, I think he just wanted the magic for himself. You know, like...
Is that better?
No, it's not. It's like Flynn trying to give his sword to people and get more money. It's the same thing. It's lying. This is why,
What are
Flynn,
you talking
I'm
about?
saying we shouldn't lie to people.
This is...
And I'm just
How
saying
did
that
this get
is...
here? And I walk away.
I'm just saying it's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
I watch them leave. I spend a couple more just moments kind of like looking around the temple, and I follow.
Flynn, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just trying to say that it's just the same thing, and it's okay
I walk
that you did
faster.
it. I'm like running after him. I'm like, it's okay that you did it. I'm just saying, like,
And he
I don't think it's
into the
supposed to be.
Alma, you follow into the void. Yes. Thessaly, you're...
I would just want to, after Seeker left and they all had that conversation, I would want to find a place to sit for a minute and just
Okay.
kind of put my head in my hands. And is the void constantly open? Like, can I see it in front of me?
Yes, it is a doorway. Yeah.
Okay. So I would just take a moment, just like face covered, trying to recompose myself before walking in after them.
Okay. And last to enter the void, Kellic. Right as you're about to step into the void, you hear a dwarven voice from outside of Hayfried's home. Hey, someone come help me with this! And you can see a group of other dwarves beginning to move over into sort of behind the building where you and Seeker had originally run to distract the fire giant.
I stop and I have a little moment to myself of just like, okay, and then I turn and I head out to the source of this sound.
All right, and by the time you get there, a small group of people have accumulated, and as you approach, you hear the rain pouring down, hitting the ground, and you can start to hear through the rain murmurings from people. And as you round the corner, you see where that fire giant once was. You could see where he had his pickaxe. And you could see where he had driven the pickaxe through the building and into the ground. And at that spot in the ground, there's a sizable crater that has formed. Probably about 8 feet in diameter. And you can see at the bottom of this crater, the dirt and the mud and everything cleared away from where the fire giant had hit. But at the very bottom, you can see a massive slab of wood that has just barely become uncovered.
That is the pickaxe buried into the wood, or
the fire giant took the pickaxe out to attack you with it, but you can see where the fire giant was driving it into the ground, through the building and into the ground. It seems has uncovered a massive wooden slab, or partly uncovered. You can just barely see through the mud and the dirt. You can just barely see some wood that's been uncovered.
And does it appear? I don't know. Can I get a closer look at it, or the people around? Are they trying to get? Are they trying to excavate this, or what are they doing?
You can see at this point, curiosity seems to have peaked at these about 10 dwarves that are around this, and you can see some of them getting on their hands and knees and scraping dirt out. You can see another one running up with 2 shovels and beginning to dig out the dirt around this.
I'll turn to whoever seems to be leading this operation. Is there anyone, or is it just a...
It just seems to be a bunch of people trying to dig up the dirt.
Does it have any, like, inscription on it or anything?
Just seems to be, from what you can't even see the edges of it, but it seems to be like almost a wooden platform that they're uncovering. Just if you had dug straight down into the ground and all of a sudden hit some wood. Like a wood, platform.
Okay. What do you need help with? Do any of them even turn to regard me?
2 of them do. Toss you a mean glance. Sort of hold eye contact for a second or 2 longer than what's comfortable. And then continue on without answering you.
Is there anything I can do?
Yeah, maybe you could just step back. I think we can handle this.
All right. Anyone gets a splinter? You say the word?
I think we'll be okay.
All right.
You can head on.
Listen, I apologize for the behavior of my acquaintance there. It was not what I expected.
I said you could head on. It's okay. I would suggest that you do. As you can see, some of the doors stop digging. And their attention comes to you.
Right. I'm not sure if you know this, but I killed a fire giant right at this spot, so I wouldn't go threatening me this way. I'm here to help you, and I show them my ashen arm. I'm as on your side as any man in this town could be.
Loyalties can be uncertain nowadays.
That is true.
And I think we would just prefer the safety of our neighbors, if you don't mind. Some of them grab shovels once more and continue digging.
Well and good. You don't, happen to know why your little town was besieged by fire giants, do you?
Well, it looks like this one was attempting to dig up something.
And I look again. Has any more of it been uncovered?
Yeah, and as more and more of it's being uncovered, it's a giant wooden slab. They have not found the edges yet.
And just wood.
Just wood.
Right. Well, have fun in the mud. And I just like sort of almost curtsy as I bow my way out and make my way back around to the void.
All right. And Kalik, you pop back into the void. Everyone else standing around. What are you all doing?
And I'm not trying to say that your sword's bad. I'm just saying I think we should think of it as the same thing, because it really is the same thing. And I don't think he's trying to like pray or anything. I just think he's being a charlatan, okay?
Excuse me. As Timmy attempts to like waddle his way through with this massive cauldron of fire giant blood. If I could just get around you real quick.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to hold my breath.
Aw, you gotta do that.
Damn.
You know what I mean, Flynn?
We'll talk about it later.
But you know what I mean?
Talk about it.
Just say you know what I mean.
Talk about it later.
Ah!
Hey, Fried.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Ask you for yet another favor, but I'll pull the giant's ring. I've had it slung over my shoulder like a bandolier, and I'll pull it off. And is it like a rope or is it a metal band?
It has got a layer of leather underneath.
Okay.
And then over the top, sort of making a ring right in the middle. It's this. It's almost like this gel layer, this hardened gel layer, and it's semi-transparent. Most of it's white, but if you look close, you can see sparks of blue electricity streaming their way throughout this gel layer on the outside.
Okay. So, being very mindful of those sparks of electricity, being careful around them, I'm gonna sling this thing off, hand it to Hayfried. Do you think you could tell me what this is? It was bequeathed to us by, I think a lightning giant, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, if you want to give me a couple minutes, I can...
Take your time, yeah.
All right. And he takes it from you. He pulls down his workbench platform and begins to go to work on identifying what this object is.
And then I will take a seat, and I will put my head down on... I don't know if this table is still around.
Yes.
I'm going to just, fold my hands over themselves with my elbows splayed out and just put my head down on my hands and close my eyes.
It was raining outside, but how dark is it? What time is it? Do we know generally what time it is of the day?
It's getting to be pretty late at night. The fire giant attack sort of woke everyone up, but it is getting to be pretty late into the night.
Okay, that platform that was at one point created with the beds on it, is it close by? Is it?
It's floating in the inner circle. If you want to ask Hayfried, you can probably bring it down.
Oh wait, I don't want to bug Hayfried.
Okay.
I would like to try and sneak up on Seeker.
You could probably do that pretty easy. I'm sulking in is there a corner or something that I could, or an edge of a precipice, where I could be sitting crisscross applesauce,
yes,
staring out?
Yeah, you can make your way over to the edge of the platform, one of the platforms.
I would just be sitting, staring out, not paying attention to anything around me. So yeah, you could do that.
Should I try to be stealthy or?
I mean, are you wearing your armor?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna try.
Okay, make a stealth check for me.
11.
I'm super distracted, but
Seeker, what's your passive perception?
12.
Oh,
Yeah, you can hear her approaching. Yeah, for sure.
It's the rustling of chainmail. It's just
Clink, clank, clink, clank, clink, clank.
clank.
I'll just kind of make I will smirk. You can't see it, but I will smirk and nod to like have a seat next to me.
I take a seat. Okay. So, you tried something.
Yes.
And it didn't go well.
Okay, everything doesn't work.
No, that was not a criticism. It was an observation.
Just like I'm being very criticized.
No, I'm not criticizing.
Yeah, whatever.
You'll know when I'm criticizing you.
I know
You
what it's like to be criticized by you.
Okay. Well, if you're going to react this way, we shouldn't have this conversation.
Yes.
Yes.
We just saw and fought fire giants. And thankfully that other one came.
Yeah, I'm still confused about why I feel like we should put a pin in that. Look,
Okay, fine. I admit it wasn't a great idea, but I'm just trying something.
I don't think it was necessarily a bad idea. I think your heart was in the right place, but I don't think you thought that one all the way through. Because I don't know how much time you've spent among the people of Kaldor, but this is bigger.
Shoot a glance at you when you say that. A knowing glance.
Mm-hmm. But this is bigger than any kind of presentation or offering you can make.
Is it?
It is.
These lines are stupid.
I don't
Old,
disagree
new,
with
why
you.
do we care? These same people will buy artifacts from me. They don't care.
They've spent 30 years killing each other over it.
Some of them have, not all of them.
But they're all stuck in the middle, just like us.
Yeah, but we can do something.
We can, but I think we need to be a little more intentional and
okay.
thoughtful.
Okay, fine. Won't do it again.
I think maybe just wait till we get back to a border with old gods before you try it again. I'm not mad at you. I'm not happy with you, but I'm not mad at you. Because you know how I feel about
This is a very
That.
strange slip of our relationship.
why.
Would you my mother now?
Well, maybe you need a little mothering.
Want to go to bed.
Yeah, no, that sounds familiar. Okay, well, and I'm just gonna like
Look.
give him a good old pat on the shoulder.
Look. Des,
Yes.
I'm blind here. I do not know what I'm doing. I'm trying. I'm trying to make a choice. I'm trying to do something that will help. And I don't know what that means. And I can admit, maybe it wasn't the best thing to do.
Sure.
I will take your advice.
Okay.
Don't want to lecture anymore.
I'm not. Fine. I think we should all sleep on it. That sounds good anyway.
I said
Sleep.
Sleep.
I would sleep.
I'm gonna kind of walk off in a huff after the lecture comment.
Thank you, Mom.
All right, okay, look, I just finished checking this thing out. It's interesting. Where'd you get it?
I lift my head up just enough to peek at Hayfried. A storm giant. And I lift my head fully at this point. Just kind of like collecting myself because I'm just exhausted. We killed a bunch of fire giants that were besieging the town. I think they might have been digging for something underneath it. And a storm giant showed up, started doing decapitations, cutting things apart, and then Seeker and I healed him a bit, and he gave it to us.
All right, I understand you're a bit delirious. You can tell me tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
But here, I took some notes. And he hands you a small little scrap of paper with some notes very sloppily scribbled on them, giving you a brief description of what this belt does.
Hey, Freed.
Yeah.
As always. Thank you.
I would love to be walking like back over, like behind Kalik, and put my hand. You're sitting?
I'm sitting, yeah, at the table where we ate.
Put my hand on your shoulder, and it's shaking. What did we get?
Give me a moment to read it. Seeker, Hayfried just handed it to me. I will look wryly up at Seeker and say, I think I know a little girl that might get a real kick out of this.
I will nod.
It will come in handy. As long as it doesn't blow up and kill us all.
Can I read that?
Be my guest.
I have laid down like on the ground wherever I was, because I was just waiting patiently for the beds to become available, and I just like have taken off my cloak and like bundled it up into a little ball, and then I took off my backpack and I put it next to the ball, and I'm just like hugging them and resting my head on them, and I'm just snoozing on the ground.
Hayfried looks over and he sees you, and sort of a little smile across his face. He raises his hand up, grabs the platform with the bed out of the air, and in the middle of him transferring it over and connecting to the main platform, his attention all of a sudden becomes a little distracted. And he sort of pauses for a moment. He lets go of the platform. Hey, what do you need? I mean, I do, but this isn't a charity. I mean, I'm going to want something good in return. No. Do you have any Sturge blood? Shadow dust? Hydra scales? Okay, how many? No, that'll work. Okay, see you in a minute. And he continues floating the platform down. Connects with the main platform. What? And beds become available. Hayfried reaches into his back pocket and pulls out what looks like a little pinch of salt, rubs it together in his hands, sort of blows some warm air into his hands, and extends his hands out towards Olma. And Olma, fast asleep, doesn't feel a thing as you slowly lift up off of the platform and are floated over and gently placed into a bed.
I would like to look for the dining room platform.
Yeah, Kellic is currently sitting there.
Oh, is that one? I'll walk over to that one, and I'll just go to the cupboard where I know that I can get food and stuff, and I have to think about it. And I'll just think of... so Kellic's there and also Seeker?
Yes.
I will think of 2 human-sized beers.
Okay.
I'll just take them both. And I'm about to turn around and I'll stop and I'll set them on the counter, and then I'll think again of mushroom soup. And I will try and balance them all.
All right.
And around. And,
kind of wobbly. Some soup sort of spills out the side.
And I will set the soup down in front of Kellic, and then I will grab a beer and I will just hand it to Seeker. I won't say anything. I'll just sit down and I'll just start drinking.
I'll just nod at Flynn.
I'll say thank you.
Yeah. We're all friends here.
I don't take the bowl, but I give a polite nod.
And I'll just pull out my new book. I will start just exploring it, and I will flip through the pages, and I will see spells that I have learned and memorized and know very well, and I'll keep flipping through, and I will just see spells that I don't know and I'm curious to learn about, and just the abundance of all this knowledge in this book. And I will continue to flip and see to a point where there's blank pages and just empty space, and just my mind will just start spinning with possibility as I kind of... At the beginning, I was drinking more frequently, but as I continue to flip through, I start to forget almost about the beer and just completely focused on the book as I just flip through for a while.
And you are distracted for a brief moment as you hear what sounds like almost like pots and pans falling from a tall shelf. As you look over and you see Hayfried has connected the teleportation circle platform to the main platform, as well as a platform that Olma had used previously that has various material components and is sort of a potions crafting station. And you can see Hayfried tossing things from shelves and rifling through drawers until he comes across a small leather pouch. He grabs the leather pouch. He walks over and sort of stands in front of the teleportation circle. As all of a sudden, boom, Xavier appears in the teleportation circle. With a brief nod, Xavier tosses over what looks like a couple of hydra scales.
Oh, right, of course, hydra scales.
Hayfried, without a word, tosses back this leather pouch. Xavier grabs it out of the air, puts it in his back pocket, looks over to the platform where Kellic, Seeker, and Flynn are. Westreach is open, and boom.
I love it.
And at that, I will get snapped back into reality and remember that I have more important and pressing things to also get to. And I will turn to Kellic. I guess should we reach out to Shreya? See if he's okay?
Yeah, that's
See
probably
where he's
wise.
at? Maybe tell him that we're on our way?
Well, I can do that, and of course, it's a good idea to check in on Shreya.
Yeah.
I do have to wonder, and I look at him, I sort of cringe at him, where in the hierarchy of our mission to, prevent the collapse of, the world, where this particular Iron Light crisis falls. But contact and try is at least a good place to start. Maybe it's all fine. Maybe he found the killer and has, the Sentinel Slayer has been brought to justice.
That would be great.
I
Great.
really would be nice to just have something taken care of.
Yeah.
Does this means 86 and Thaddeus can go to Westreach, yeah?
Yeah, sorry. I heard something about Westreach.
Yes, 86. Yeah, I'd probably check in with Hayfried first, but seems as though you could leave.
It is getting late, though. Wait, do you sleep?
I mean, I gotta sort of shut down for a little bit, but it's not really sleep. I'm still conscious and everything, but gotta sort of power down for a little bit.
Okay. Well, do you want to go now, or you want to stay the night?
I mean, if it's not too much of an intrusion, I do see a couple of beds over there that look quite comfortable. I'd love to get a fresh start in the morning.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I don't know if any of my contacts are gonna even be up this late.
Yeah. Then we could say goodbye to Thaddeus properly, at least for the time.
Yeah. All right. I'll be here until the morning, but first light, I'm moving out. So if I don't see y'all,
Wake me up.
86, a moment, please.
Yeah.
And I'll reach into my bag and pull out just a really small container with a black substance in it that is inky in nature. And I will offer it to 86 and say, if you ever need us, you can get in contact with me with this. Just write and I will receive it.
just write something.
Yes.
Uh,
On a
all
piece
right.
of paper or something near you.
Any special paper or?
No.
Okay then. All right.
And he takes it and he puts it in his back pocket.
Also, you mentioned contacts. Do you happen to know a person named Siren?
Not off the top of my head. No. You want me to get in contact with someone for you?
Not for me, but maybe for you and what you are doing.
I mean, if you think it'd be helpful. I'm always looking for new people to talk to.
It is someone I trust in the hierarchy of Westreach that might be able to help you.
Then in that case, Yeah, give me as much information as you can. Do you know where I'd be able to find him?
Just mention me and show him this vial
All
if
right.
you make contact.
How would I be able to find him?
Look in the political offices of Westreach. That's where he clerks for a very important person.
All right, that seems like it would come in handy. You said Siren, yeah?
Yes.
All right.
And I'll put my hand out, offer a shake of hands.
All right, and he shakes your hand as well. Once again, the cold metal meeting your hand.
Is 86 currently in his disguise, or is he?
No,
in
he
Melbourne?
looks like a warforged at the moment. Yeah.
Has Skellig eaten the soup at all?
No,
Okay.
but I've taken a couple half-hearted sips. of
Does
beer.
it seem like you've stopped eating it?
I haven't touched it
Okay.
since you put it down.
I will kind of look over at it and just like slowly like pull it over, realizing how hungry I am. And I don't care at this point. And I will reluctantly pick up the spoon, take a bite.
It's slimy.
How do you eat this?
Well, I make it myself. You just had it cooked up by this shelving unit here.
Right,
right. It's not.
Fresh ingredients.
Doesn't have love and light in it.
Really, is that much better? Because this is terrible.
It's much better.
Okay,
I
well,
don't know.
I'll hold you to it. Some point, you're gonna make it for me.
All right, I'd love to.
I can't help but like giggle at that comment.
Love
And
it.
I will stand up and go and actually get some of their food. Like I'll order some meats and grains and fruits and then bring it over the table and have a dinner.
Hey, if anyone has got some extra time, Timmy actually just brought in some kind of useful components. I know a lot of you are sort of magic people, but if anyone's got any weapons that they're willing to maybe give up for a day or two, I think I could work my magic on them.
I've moved over to the bed, but I perk up when I hear this. Can I is that far enough away? But could I still have?
You can hear it, yeah.
Okay. So while they were having their little group huddle over at the table, I had taken out I'd picked out a bed and I took out my sketching supplies and I had started a drawing. So I'm going to immediately drop what I'm doing, open on the bed, leave the ink pen and rush over, excited like a little kid when I hear this.
Yeah. What do you got?
Well, I use 2 weapons typically. Would that be a problem? And I hold out my short sword and the long sword.
And he looks over towards this big cauldron of fire giant magma blood that Timmy had collected, and you can see in his head he's sort of doing some mental math. He goes, yeah, I think I could probably squeeze 2 weapons out of it.
Oh, that would be. And then I realize I'm standing around everyone else, and I kind of look. I mean, if that's okay with. I know I'm kind of new to this. Is everyone okay if I?
I mean,
I'm staring at the bubbles in my beer.
I'm chowing down the food.
all right.
Okay.
All right. It seems like.
Then I'll take it. Then I claim it.
All right. I will need to keep these for maybe a day or 2
Oh. Okay.
to work on them. I might have a replacement for you in the meantime.
Okay.
That one over there came in with a little interesting little tool. If you want to borrow it, and he points over to Zergath in the cage. And as his little weapons platform comes down, he walks over and grabs Zergath's fire maul.
No.
And he sort of struggles to pick it up for a moment and brings it over to you. I mean, I think I was looking at this the other day, and it's pretty powerful. It's not probably what you're used to with 2 swords, but it can do some damage.
No, it's and as I see him struggle with it, I'm gonna kind of take it from him to help, kind of balance it in his hands and gently lift it from him. Go. I think I can handle this.
All right, and as soon as you make contact with it, you can feel your body temperature raise a couple of degrees for a few moments before it comes back down to equilibrium.
Whew. That's strange sensation, but okay. All right.
Yeah, and then I'll get working on your swords, and I'll get those back to you as soon as I can.
Thank you.
Yeah. And he takes your swords and goes and begins putting them down on a table. And it seems like he's looking through some books right now, just at the note-taking phase. But yeah, now you have this mall.
Awesome. I'm beaming like a little kid, and I'm gonna sort of realize what just happened, and then realize that I left all of my sketch stuff open on the bed, and I got this in my hand, so I'm gonna run over and like prop it up against. There's like a bed post, and like it's just this really big mall against like this little tiny bed post, and I'm gonna go back to what I was doing.
All right. Is everyone else winding down for the night, heading to bed?
I'm watching Flint scarf down this food. Does he seem all right? Like, I haven't really touched base with him since he got back from the Iron Light. So I kind of want to, like, check in on him and see if he's, okay.
It looks like right now I'm tired from the fight. I didn't have a chance to rest since I got back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very on the point of exhaustion, just like so tired. But the food's helping.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice my arm, it still seems like fresh.
His arm is just a little bit swollen.
Yeah.
From the
and how
from the trauma of the tattoo.
Tattoo is there than before?
So, you see the original two tattoos, the ones I've been using this whole time. There's a third that is now added, and then on top of that, the whole arm is intertwined with scripture, almost like in lines, like vines, almost like vines, it's kind of going up and down the arm, and twisting and intersecting and going around, covering the whole thing, just with all these little vines of like scripture. And then they kind of curl to a point, and if you're looking really closely, you can see the fingertips. It almost kind of crawls up the finger, and there's 2 vines per finger, and they end on the fingertip, almost like where your fingerprint is. Now there are a new swirl of a tattoo on each finger.
I'll sort of like nod at them. I'm like hunched over my beer at this table, and I've sort of barely had any of it. Those that'd make it harder to hold on to the sword. It looks like it would kind of mess with your grip there.
Yeah, I put my fork down and stop eating for a second. Oh, hold on. And I'll drink some of the beer. Whew. What?
How'd it go?
Oh.
And I sort of nod at the tattoos.
Yeah, it was all right. It hurt like hell.
Somehow I am not surprised.
Yeah, I almost like passed out and like was like fighting stuff. It was kind of cool. But then I woke up and it really hurt. It still kind of hurts. And then when I was fighting it, I feel like it needs a minute. I'm hoping when I wake up tomorrow it'll be better, but getting right into a fight after getting it, I think messed with it, and it's still kind of tender.
I don't have a lot of experience with such things, but I know how needles work, and they do leave certain abrasions.
Yeah.
Do you feel? How do you feel?
It's hard to describe, like, because I need to sleep, but I just feel like, I don't know, when I was casting the spells in the fight, it did hurt, but it felt easier, if that makes sense, to cast some of the spells that I've known, like, quicker.
They channeled through that, right? It's a...
Yeah, from what I've been told, this is mixed with magical stuff. I don't know. It like the gems they use, the incantations that they cast on it makes it a magical ink. And then when they put it into your skin, it allows you to basically tap into the weave, tap into that magic.
But Flynn, how do you feel? You're a sentinel.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did it.
I did. It's not very... it's very formal there, so not much time for celebration. And
That's too bad.
Didn't have much when we got back, but yeah.
And I give him just like a single hearty pat. And
I'll pick up my beer. I don't know what that means. It seems important, so cheers.
I nod at Seeker as though I know everything about the Island Collective. It's important. Seeker.
I will smile and just raise my beer and cheers.
Clink my glass. Clink.
Take a sip and just in the back of my head, and I'll try and hide any facial expression of this, but I'll just think of how Melleru was still disapproving and how it seems like I still haven't won her over, and that bothers me, but I'll put on a smile and hide in the alcohol.
And I will, I guess, is everybody like chilling, or are people getting ready for bed at the table? I guess, because
that was my last chug, and I'm like pushing back to stand up, and
I'm just going to give a nod and move to a further chair and look for Shraya's tether if I can find it to cast Ascending.
Yeah, and after a moment, you're able to find Shraya's tether.
Grab it, twist it, pull it to my heart. Ajungis. Shraya! Did you defeat the Sentinel Slayer? How soon do you think you'll be back at Hayfried's Void?
What?
I just roll my eyes.
What is this?
I look at Flynn with just a look of concern.
I'll look up from the book. What? What'd he say?
You know, it's very hard to tell with Shreya. He could be in grave peril, dying, sleeping, or just sitting,
Just,
just
being Shreya.
amongst the grass. And I don't know if he's ever been contacted by magic before. He said, "What is this?"
Can you do it again?
I can't.
I'll turn to Seeker. How does that thing work?
so I'm like walking off. Or I'm starting to walk off. What thing?
The thing you did in the temple with the orb and you collected magic?
Oh yes, yes. It collects magic, and I can use it if it would be helpful. But are we trying to contact Shreya? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. So
This would not be helpful for that.
no.
No, unfortunately not.
I'll cast a look over to Hayfried, who's working on the swords. Is the potion bench anywhere near where he is? Do I see any yellow vials?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. 19.
You're looking for a yellow vial?
I think that was the color of the potion that he gave to Alma that seemed to revitalize her.
Oh, that's right. You look and there is one more on the shelf. The last one. Hayfried seems preoccupied with the books that he's going through.
I'll sort of give a ponderous look to Flynn and Seeker and meander over to where Hayfried is. Hey, Fried, I don't mean to bother you, but do you think I could... I don't know, these things are probably quite valuable. But I'm hoping to contact Shreya, and I'm a bit spent.
Yeah, you gotta promise me, though, that if you use it, at some point, you gotta bring me back more ingredients to make another one. 'Cause these things are very valuable to me.
Absolutely. I mean, I do not...
Can I hear this from like...
Yeah.
I might be able to get you some more of that green glass that you like.
Can we just pause it on the green glass thing for a bit?
I will talk to you more about that.
If you'll give me the list, if you...
I will need
write it out for
some
me.
more ingredients. I'll write you out a list.
That'd be grand. I will, with great regret, consume this potion.
All right, and you feel like a brief jolt of arcane energy run through your body. You have an extra spell slot.
Okay.
Maybe tell him first what's going on.
All right. I just sort of put my palm to my forehead.
Explain it.
Okay, so... Right, our junkies. Shreya, it's Kellic. Contacting you by magical means. Are you alright? Are you coming back?
On the way to Saddlemount. Having a hard time stopping the bleeding. We'll get there as soon as I can.
My face goes wan at this, and I don't really make eye contact with Flynn, and I look over to it's Thessaly and Alma that are currently at the
Yes.
bed.
Yeah.
And 86. Shit.
Did he understand what was going on?
Yeah, he understood.
What'd he say?
He's bleeding, I think, or someone is.
Wait, what?
What?
Is he okay?
He didn't say. He said he was trying to stop the bleeding.
Did you say he sounded like he could be in trouble before?
Do we go now?
Yes. Yes, I think we should. We can't take he said he's headed back to Saddlemount.
Okay.
I don't know from where. But we should get to Saddlemount and I don't know, ask around for a bird.
Pretty late, but yeah. We gotta go find him.
If he's bleeding, if he's dying,
Yeah.
we have to prevent it.
There is no time then.
Here are things. And I'll go over the table, slam my book shut, throw it in my bag.
Should we wake the others?
Are we coming back?
You're awake.
I'm not asleep. I'm just in my own world. I'm like
over
furiously
there.
sketching. But I haven't heard any of this because I'm not paying attention.
We don't know where he's at. He could be...
Yeah, we could have to travel for miles
Yeah.
from Saddlemount. All right. Oh, poor Alma. I will, as a, with a. I'll look. I look very contrite, but then I glance over at the belt that I was given, and a little smirk appears on my face, and I snatch it up, and I head over to where Alma is sleeping, and I will sort of gently push her shoulder to jostle her.
Go away.
Alma.
No.
Alma. Wake up. I have something for
I'm
you.
sleeping.
Alma. You're not sleeping. You're
I'm sleeping.
talking. Alma.
I'm sleeping.
You're using words.
Go away.
Alma, Shreya might be in danger.
Again?
I don't know. It's kind of the business we're in.
Okay, I'm awake.
On the bright side, I think you'll enjoy this. And
Enjoy saving him?
No, this. And I hand her the giant's belt. Or giant's ring that is a human-sized belt.
What's this?
Well, I hand her the paper that Avery gave me.
No, I'm too tired to read.
I know,
Just
I know.
tell me what it is.
Alma, it'll allow you to channel lightning through metal and to call lightning from the sky.
What?
I think you're gonna have some fun with that, as long as you're careful, Alma.
Like from the sky?
You're gonna be careful, Alma. No, not in here. Not in here, Alma. But we're about to go try to get Shreya, and he may be in danger, and there might be some kind of base pursuing him.
Okay, let's go. Well, we gotta go now.
But remember the little fable about the boy who talks to the dragon and doesn't have to kill the dragon?
No.
We'll talk about it on the way there.
Okay, do you think this will fit me? Because I think it's kind of big.
I think if you just tighten the strap here, see, there's
Oh.
like leather bits and there's the other chin bits. Yeah, I'll help you. And I sort of like, I get her out of bed and I kind of like affix the belt to her and make sure it like looks nice with her set up tonight. And I sort of, and then like, I like have this like very sort of sweet smile on my face. And then as I turn to the rest of the group, I like look grim. And I just give a hurried nod and I just timidly tap Thessaly on the shoulder.
What? What?
Our comrade Shreya, I'm so sorry. I promise you, there was a time it wasn't like this. It was brief, but Shreya's in danger and we must go to his aid. And if you're keen to travel with us, then, well, this is the way it goes.
If you're gonna be an agent, you gotta be an agent. Let's go.
Oh. If someone's gonna help, I'm not gonna say no. And I ruefully close my book and I just sort of like pinch the bridge of my nose really hard. And I stand up and I get ready to leave.
Hey, if all of y'all are leaving, I don't know if you'll be back by the morning or anything, but I just wanted to give the opportunity to.
And he flips a switch in the back of Thaddeus' head. As he...
Oh.
And he holds Thaddeus' head out.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Thaddeus.
Hey, Thaddeus.
Hello.
Dad,
It's been interesting.
What's going on?
That's weird.
Well, we were hoping to talk to you in the morning, but you know Shreya, he's in trouble,
Oh,
and we have to go help him. And that means we might not be able to say goodbye because you'll be gone. So we're doing it now.
okay. Well, boy, I wasn't prepared for this.
Neither were we.
that's true.
Well, I mean, hopefully it's not the last time that we'll see each other. Of
course.
As soon as fingers that I don't have crossed, as soon as I get a body, I mean, hopefully I'll be able to come back out and see all of you. It seems like this is a common place for you to be, so
That would
I
be
know
lovely.
I can probably hang out here and find you eventually.
This is just a thought, Thaddeus, but you may want to seek out Marge, see if you can help her with the search for her sister. You're the last person she has.
You know,
Or you
that's a
could
good
hang
idea.
out with us. I mean, whichever works.
We would welcome you anytime.
I've got a questionable few days in front of me. I have no idea what's going to happen, so I'm hoping to see y'all again. And one thing, because I know some of us did this together, but can everyone just turn around real quick?
Sure.
Just don't look for just a couple seconds.
Okay.
Turn around.
All right, give me
Shield
1 second.
my
It's-
eyes.
Okay, it's a little tricky. If I could just, it's easier with hands.
And you can hear a little piston pop in his head as a side panel opens up. And 86 reaches in and grabs the necklace that Seeker had helped you guys forge initially.
I see you guys have a new member of the team that doesn't have one of these, and I think it's probably, now that I'm going to be in Westreach, probably a little bit more useful for her to have it than for me. So if you want to take this, I don't think I'll need it anymore.
I'm going to like blush a little bit at being thought of, and then I'm going to very gently reach my hand out and say, thank you very much, Thaddeus.
You're welcome. Sorry, just 2 more seconds. If everyone could just turn around.
Oh,
Is this?
And the panel shuts once more in the back of his head.
okay.
Gonna miss you, Thaddeus.
Yeah, Thaddeus, you're an exemplar of all the things we hope to be. You're generous, strong, other-directed, capable despite your circumstances.
Thank you.
You're a true hero.
I mean, I'm just doing what you guys are all doing, which is making the most of what I've got. So, thank you all for being my arms and legs for the last couple of weeks.
I'll kind of get closer and kind of kneel down if he's on the ground, or I'll get closer so I'm eye level. I'm just hey, I know that you wanted to be awake for a lot of our adventures, and we didn't do that. There's a lot going on, but I do want to say thank you just for the talks that we've had and helped me, deal with stuff. And I'm still figuring it out, but I'm glad I had you there. So thank you for being my friend.
Of course.
And I will see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see each other soon.
So I'll reach out my hand in a fist and kind of give like a little rat-a-tat on his head to kind of like reverberate like a ting and a ting ting. I don't know what I can't shake your hand, so that's the best.
No, that was good.
Is that good?
It's kind of weird, but no, I get it.
Hey, I mean, I'm doing the best I can.
Now you guys have someone to go save.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's not waste any more time. Go.
Good luck, Thaddeus.
Thank you.
See you soon.
I'll see you soon.
Hey, Freed, saddle mount. This one over here?
Yeah, that one right
All
there.
right.
You got it.
Thank you.
How are we getting to this place where your friend is?
Oh, just wait.
What do you mean, just wait? I don't want
As
any more
everyone
surprises.
pushes Cecily up onto the teleportation circle, you feel a brief lifting in your chest as
Take care of him, 86.
and you all apparate into a dark, small room. All of you can barely even fit. You're sort of shoulder to shoulder in here. But once again, a very similar room with a teleportation circle on the ground.
Alma, get off of my foot.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Who's next
Your
to me?
armor is in my rib.
Okay, it's not.
You're very
I have
big.
to wear it.
Gosh, let's just go outside.
jeez, I'm so
Goodness.
All right. Can somebody find
Where's
the door?
the door?
You are all tapping your hands on the walls. Seeker, eventually you find a doorknob. You open it up, and everyone else sees what they have seen before, which is a small staircase that leads up to another door.
I'm sorry. I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Did I get a short rest?
Yes, you did.
There we go. Someone got something.
Yeah, somebody.
Hashtag power nap.
I didn't take any damage, so it actually doesn't help me at all.
Yeah, but
That would have been
Dang.
nice. I've been 19.
You get like super like awesomeness back. Like
No.
no, okay,
No, nothing.
no,
Nothing.
no. Well, we tried.
So as Seeker opens the door, you all begin to hear the sounds from outside. You don't hear too many people, as you know it is very late at night at this point, and now having traveled to almost the other side of the continent, it's even later in the evening than you had previously been in Marstock. You hear a gentle ocean breeze. You hear the sounds of waves lapping up onto a coastline. Every once in a while, you hear, off in the distance, the caw of a seagull. And you hear the creaking of wood that sounds like it's coming from numerous very large ships. And as you all walk up and exit this second door, you're greeted by a smaller shed. Off to your right, you see 3 levers, all in the upper position. And opening the door to the shed, you look out, and the first thing that hits you is the smell, the salty ocean air, and the cool breeze that occupies this room now. You take a couple of steps outside, And immediately off to your right, you see 24 massive warships docked right off at the port. You can see 2 guards for each ship, one patrolling on the top deck, and one walking back and forth on the pier, guarding each of these boats. As you take a step out and are greeted with this massive dock, you look a little bit closer at the ships, and you can see the edges are lined with this beautiful bronze and gold filigree. You look and you see the cannons on the top deck, much larger than any cannons that you've seen before. And in the backs of them, almost coming up, looking like a wave almost in the back of each of these cannons, you can see these elaborate contraptions, gears turning and in motion. You can see cannonballs in this wave-like metal structure leading into the cannon. It looks like a highly advanced loading mechanism. And as you all turn around for a brief moment to look at the shed that you just came out of, you're sort of distracted by the ships and you aren't really thinking about the shed for a brief moment. And as you look back, the shed is no longer there. But then you all think to yourselves, no, we just came out of a shed. And as soon as you think of the shed and realize in your mind that it must be there, the shed reappears.
Cool.
Okay.
And you get the sense that even though the shed is on what looks to be a very well-traveled and busy dock, this is probably a magic that has been put upon it so that no one, unless you know that the shed is here, no one can see it.
I'll lean over to Alma. Magic is cool.
So cool.
So cool.
So cool.
I want to pull Thessaly aside just really quick and just say, do you recognize these ships?
Do I recognize any of the ships?
Make a history check for me.
17.
17. You know distinctly that these are ships of Ondale. If you couldn't tell by the gold and orange flags waving at the top of the mast,
Okay.
you could definitely tell by the intricate designs of machines and mechanics that are built into these ships.
So I breathe an immediate sigh of relief, and I, whew. They're Ondale ships.
I breathe
That's as much as I know.
similar sigh of relief, and then yeah.
All right, you're all out of the shed.
How far away are we from these ships?
They are pretty much immediately to your right. You walk out 75, 100 feet, and you are directly on one of the piers to get to the ships. You look out in front of you, though, sort of a more direct line out of this shed, and you can see a flurry of buildings in front of you. All of them seemingly one story, not very tall, but you do see stone roads in front of you, all completely empty as this is the dead of night.
How do we find him?
Flynn, maybe make a note, and it might have to be small, but on the map of where this shed is in relationship to Saddlemount.
And I'll briefly pull out the map, and I'll kind of put like a little small X, and I'll roll it back up.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up into the sky to look for Shreya.
You don't see anything flying in the sky, but you do see probably as many stars as you've ever seen in your life. Not a cloud in the sky, a stark contrast to the stormy night of Marstock. The air, even though it has that slight wind chill from the ocean, the air is quite warm here.
Whoa. Look at all those stars.
That is something to behold.
Guys, we gotta find Shreya.
What kind of
Right.
ground? Are we on like a stone or?
Yes, it almost all of the ground around you is this finely crafted cobblestone.
I would like to think about the shed real quick so it can pop up and walk around the what I would perceive as... Is there a back of it where I could make a mark on the ground?
Yes. Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
so I would draw a mark that looks like an hourglass, but there's no bottom.
Okay.
Triangle and just open bottom.
Cool.
Should we make our way towards Keed?
It makes sense
guess.
that he would, head back there.
Does anyone have any like way to find him? Like spells or anything? I don't.
I've used up most of the magic that Zakril gives to me.
Unless we want to blow something up or have some lightning, I can't really do much.
I mean, that might be the only way to show him that we're here, other than screaming his name. But I guess we just go down the main road, and I'll look around the area. Does it seem like there's a main road going? I mean, he probably would have flown over the forest. I don't even.
If we go to Keed, for starters, right? Is there a way to find the Iron Light there? Because that's the quickest route to Shreya, I would think.
I mean, there's ways that there's markings that people leave in towns, but I don't know if they're still there. They might be running back here. Maybe they're in the forest trying to run from someone. I don't
right,
know.
But we can't just wander into the forest looking for a bird. We have to follow the path that he went on.
Yeah, you're right. And I will look for more buildings that are permanent in my vision. And do I see any that are relatively close? Maybe I'll start looking for those similar buildings, like the taverns, the back alleys, the things like that.
I'm gonna have you make an investigation check. As it is night, it's pretty dark. There aren't any people out right now.
While I'm kind of walking and like hitting my forehead with my palm, trying to remember. I don't think there's a direct route. I think either we have to go through the woods or take a ship. I don't know another way. Don't remember another way.
12.
Make it.
With a 12, you do see just sort of in the front of you and to your left, you see what appears to be a tavern. And you would surmise that is probably a good spot for the naval crews that come in, dock. That's probably a popular spot for them.
I'll start walking towards the tavern. I can check this out. Come on.
The tavern is called the Hull's Breach.
Cool.
I'm with you, Flynn.
So I'll head over to this tavern, and I'll try and find the back or the side of it where there's less people, and I'll start kind of checking it out for the symbols that I'm used to seeing, the C with the line and the dots, and I'll start looking around to see if Kaylin left any marks in this town to let us know maybe where she would be staying or if there's a hideout that she has set up or something.
Okay. As you're looking around this tavern, you nearly give up until just on the back corner, inlaid on one of the stones, you see the symbol of the Iron Light Collective. But you can just barely see it. It seems that it was put there possibly years, decades ago, and has almost nearly faded.
Okay. Well, this is it, but it looks old.
Right. Well, we did send him right across the forest. I was just hoping that we wouldn't have to go there without some idea of what was in store for us.
Yeah. I don't know anything. I don't have anything. Anyone else have any ideas?
So you don't know where your friend is, you just know that he's in trouble.
We know that he went to Keed to look for a member of Flynn's
Group. Collective.
Group? I thought this was your group, Flynn.
Collective.
Okay.
That did not clarify.
It's fine.
But
It's
okay.
So it's like you follow a god. I'm
I follow no god.
I'm a part of a group that is it's like a group.
I give Seeker a look. All I have are curative abilities right now. I really can't.
We just gotta get you to him.
Yeah.
Did he say he was he said he was coming here.
He was unclear. He said he was trying to stop the bleeding, and it seemed as though he was in motion. So, your guess is as good as mine.
Maybe we confirm the routes to here from there.
Well, he flew, so I suppose, Flynn, maybe does the map have any suggestion of terrain
Well, so Saddlemount is like right. It's Saddlemount, then the forest, and then Keed. So unless he wants to go all the way around,
But he'd fly over.
but if
it,
he's
right?
hurting, maybe he
If he's
can't
injured,
fly.
can he?
Yeah,
Depends on where
I don't know.
he's injured.
And maybe if
Could we ask around to see if anyone here saw someone by his description? To figure out which way?
well, he would have
Would he have gone
He
here
might not have
first?
stopped here at all.
just went right to Keed, and he's basically coming back to Keed. So just did he come back from Keed through the forest or around it?
Well, he'd be coming back to Keed, but we don't know from where.
Yeah.
He might be coming back to Saddlemount.
Well, we said to meet at Saddlemount.
Right.
So, I mean, there's East Haven, but that's way out of the way.
That's not going to be. But is there, DM? If I'm looking at this map of the forest itself, Vester Grove, is there any indication of like if there's a higher up portion of the forest or a lower portion, like of where it would be? To the best of my ability to understand, like what would be easy to fly through, I would think probably the lower side he could get above the canopy.
Unfortunately, you can't really tell by the map.
Okay.
And where you are currently positioned, you are right on the coast. You have an entire city in front of you before
Even
it
getting
even
to
gets.
the
So you
tree
can't.
line.
At this point, you can't see the tree line even. And unfortunately, you don't get any sort of altitude measures from the map.
Well, let's just start going towards the
yeah,
forest.
it's a good idea. And then maybe if we see people, we can go into the tavern maybe and see if people know common routes to get to Keed through the forest. Maybe there's trails.
That's possible.
Because it seems the other way around would take a while.
I mean,
He's got to be in the forest.
there might even be a guide. It's
Yeah.
unless people only sail around. I think some people would find it more efficient to go through the forest.
I think it's worth saying that maybe we don't talk about any gods, like at all.
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
Certainly, it seems rather foolish to me that anyone would speak of it.
I shoot glances at both of them, and then I say, sure. I understand it wasn't the best idea. We can talk about it later. There will be no talk.
I don't wish to speak of it. But as long as the point is understood, then I think we're good to move. Is everyone able, if we should come across any danger in the forest, is everyone okay to go in the dark?
No, but we don't have a choice.
I'm okay to go in the dark.
True.
What do you mean we don't have a choice?
And I
We
can
gotta help
help.
our friend.
If Shry is in
We
danger.
can't rest.
I can help
Oh,
with the.
well, yeah.
I can help with those who can't see, and I don't think the point is understood. And we will talk later.
Well, you may speak to me, Seeker, but I can't promise I will hear.
Let's go ask for a route through the forest.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Flynn, your arm looks really swollen. Are you feeling okay?
It hurts, but it's fine. Don't worry
like-
about it.
If I had something that could make you feel better, would you want it?
I don't know. Maybe I don't want to mess with the healing process if that's.
But I mean, everything else feels okay. I mean, you also had a really bad fight with a giant.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really tired and I want to rest, but I can't. What do you want? What do you want to do?
Well, are you feeling bad?
I'm feeling fine. And I head towards the
Is
entrance
there
of the
something
tavern.
happening with Flynn that this conversation just happened?
I head to the tavern.
All right. Flynn, you open up the door to the tavern. As it is almost approaching morning,
Yeah, oh, jeez.
you open up the door to the tavern, and there are, you can see on each corner, you can see a human at a table, completely passed out.
Great.
And at the bar, you can see another human drinking to themselves, sort of muttering under their breath.
Hi.
What do you want?
Well, hi, I'm Flynn Fellowleaf, and I'm part of the Ironlight Collective.
His eyes just poking out over top of the table.
Yeah, good for you.
Okay. Are you okay?
Buddy, I'm fine.
Okay. Well, basically, I was just wondering if there's any. We're trying to get to Keed. and we're wondering if there's any trails through the forest that we don't have to go around.
Blah, 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 blah. Da, 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 da.
Does he look drunk?
Probably the most drunk you've ever seen anyone.
Awesome.
Without being unconscious.
What are you drinking, friend?
Just this.
I'll look around. Is he the bartender?
Doesn't look like it.
Is there a barkeep?
You don't see one.
Is there like alcohol on their side of the bar?
Yes, there is.
I'll look around. Another one else seems to be conscious.
Nope.
I'll hop the bar and I'll pour 2 beers.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
I'm just look, where's that coming from?
As from bursting out of the back door, a rather portly middle-aged gentleman with these thick mutton chops that come down into a mustache.
Nice.
Comes out with a broom and starts like whacking.
Okay. And I'll hop back over the bar. I'm sorry, I didn't see anyone, and I'm just trying to find my friend.
Don't you ever do that in my bar again.
Understood. I'm sorry, sir. I'm from Fellowweave, and I'm from the Ironlight Collective.
Nice. What can I get you to drink?
I am looking for information. I just was wondering if there's any way to get the key through the forest that travelers use so they don't have to go around. And I'll after I say that, I will reach into my pouch and we'll pull out 2 gold pieces. And I'll place them on the table.
Well.
And I'd really love your help.
Well, then you came to the right place.
I thought so.
You're looking for a way around the forest?
The quickest way through it, one of our friends arrived here recently to travel to Keed, and we were supposed to meet him here, but we're trying to intercept because we feel like he may be in danger. So we're wondering what the most common paths to come back to Saddlemount would be.
Well, probably if you're coming from, you said you were coming from Keed. He was coming from Keed, right?
He's coming from Keed, yeah.
Probably if you're coming from Keed, fastest way wouldn't even be through. Probably just be go around the southern bit of the forest.
Okay.
That forest will slow you down a couple of days. It's probably better to just go around the southern side. Or just charter a ship around.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple of times. It's a little bit easier of a ride because you don't really have to do anything.
Okay. Southern side. Got it. And I'll give him a nod, I'll turn to leave, and then I'll stop for a second. And I'll turn back around. 1 beer, 2.
All right. And he reaches down from below the counter, goes over by one of these large barrel kegs, pours you a beer.
So I'll take the beer and just kind of look at my arm and how it kind of hurts. And I'll think back at Hayfried's and of how it temporarily helped ease the pain. And I will just chug it. Just chug it before I head out.
Okay.
The whole thing.
And you meet up with the rest of the group.
And I'll head back out and... So they said go to the southern side. Apparently going through the forest is really hard to do. And if Shry is hurt, he's probably taken at least path of least resistance. So he's probably just going to the south side.
But if he's flying, is the path of least resistance over the forest?
Well, I guess we can keep an eye to the sky, but I don't know if he'd be able to fly if he's wounded this bad. I'll think back. Do I remember if when Shry is hurt, if it's hard for him to fly? And it could be the wing thing too. I mean, we don't know where he's.
Thinking about it, it's probably different with such a long distance. You have seen him in combat get injured and continue flying. That could possibly be adrenaline that keeps him flying, but over a long distance, you don't know if that would hold up.
Right, and it looks like it's decent distance. So I think the southern side that's what the barkeep was saying, to go that way.
Do we want some of us to stay here in case he does fly over?
That's a thought. Either way, we're in Saddlemount, so I think it's wise if we do as the town says.
Can
and get some horses.
It's in the name.
I mean, I'll look around. Does it look like there's places open right now? I mean, it's what?
No, it's probably, the sun is probably going to come up in an hour or two.
I mean, maybe we have people, if we want to have people wait until the store's open and the stable's open.
Knock on the bloody door. We've got the gold.
I guess you're right.
Time is of the essence, as always.
How many horses do we need?
Now.
Well, me and you can fit with someone. So what? 3 horses? I'll look around and start going through the town and try and find a stable.
I'll follow.
Okay.
I'll help him with that.
I'll have both of you make a perception check for me.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I'm just rolling like you do, man.
You both rolled the same thing.
No way.
But I have
Yeah, but you probably got something better.
very high perception, so that to me is an 11.
Yeah, I got an 8.
An 11. Kellic, after a couple minutes of looking around, you do see a stable.
Okay.
It does not have any horses in it, though.
Why name a bloody town Saddle Mount? You're not gonna have any horses in it.
Maybe it was named that
They should call it
before.
Boat Board. Board the Boat Town.
Well, maybe they just sell saddles. Maybe they don't actually have the horses.
But didn't call it Saddle Sail.
I'll go up to this empty stables and I will pound on the door.
No answer.
Guys, we're wasting time. Let's just go.
All right.
How do we even know what direction he went in? I'm concerned that we're going to go off towards the southern tip of this forest and maybe he's inside of it or he went on shore.
Well, so when I was talking to the barkeep, he said the southern way around the forest is the most common and the easiest way to get to Keat. Going through the forest is very difficult because he said the forest is very dangerous and thick. And then you can take a charter.
And as you're saying this, you're sort of referencing the direction.
Yeah.
And you look up, and just off in the distance, just on the horizon, you can see maybe a bird? No, now that it's flying closer, it's larger than a bird.
Wait.
Is that?
Dad, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run.
And
Watch your step.
as this bird gets bigger and bigger, just a point off in the distance, flying towards you, all of a sudden you see its wings stop flapping. And from high up in the sky, begins falling
What?
Over.
into the tree line and disappear. And that is where we're going to end this episode. Right there.
With Shreya's imminent
With
demise.
Shreya's demise. But with that, we're going to call it right there. Thank you all so much for listening, and we can't wait to see y'all again next week. Bye, nerds.
Bye, nerds.
Hey, this is Shane. Thanks so much for listening to that episode of Venture Forth. We really appreciate it. If you liked it, please like, rate, and subscribe on whatever platform you're using. Folks, we get a lot of feedback, comments, responses, messages from you lovely listeners, basically to the tune of, I can't believe how long it took me to find this podcast. It's so good. I can't believe you guys aren't more well-known as a podcast. I can't believe how few video clicks this YouTube video has on it. We also can't believe those things. And if you feel this way, I ask you to let your circle know, let your friends and family know that you have found a really cool podcast that is a really special, unique experience, especially people in your TTRPG circle, any Discord groups, Facebook groups, or Roll20 groups that you're in. Any way that you could get the word out about our show will help us immeasurably, especially if you're genuinely, earnestly a listener that's enjoying it. Just sharing that with your community will let people know we're not just goofing around here. We're making something that's really special, and that means a lot to us, and that we're very, very grateful to see that it means a lot to others, to our listeners. So with that, may my end be the beginning. In death as in life, I shall serve the outcast. Vasser Nathir do. Bye, nerds.